Breath of the Wild to this day is still seeing big discoveries, and chances are, at some point, you were scrolling through Twitter, saw some wild looking clip that made you go, huh, that was cool, but I have no clue what happened. Oh well, and kept scrolling. Well, my name is Rin Harasaki, creator of the bow spin technique, and with over 2,300 hours on Breath of the Wild, I'll be going over these combat clips and breaking them down for the average player to see behind the scenes, so you can see just the amount of work and difficulty that goes into this type of gameplay. If you like these kind of intense breakdowns, let us know by subscribing and hitting that like button so we can break down more clips you want to see taken apart. First, let's watch the whole combat sequence by itself without any explanation. This amazing sequence is done by my good friend Yuta from Taiwan. This clip has a lot going on under the hood and shows how fluidly he can perform all these advanced techniques back to back. Alright, so let's start at the beginning. We see Yuta face off with a red main Lynel, and the Lynel starts his charging slash attack. Yuta first does a shield jump. This is a basic skill that you normally wouldn't use in combat, you normally use it for sliding down hills, but this can be used as a quick dodge in any direction during combat. There's also something done here under the hood that you couldn't see with your eyes that I'll explain in a couple minutes. He then locks onto the Lynel and then starts doing a complex sequence. He first performs a simple bomb drop. This is the fastest way to summon a bomb in Breath of the Wild, by dropping it during a jump. Pulling one out and setting it down is much slower in comparison. Now comes the hard part, the Daruk's Shield Block Reset, or DSBR. Now, a regular shield block reset is a technique in Breath of the Wild that allows you to perform bullet time anywhere, even on flat ground. By blocking an attack or bomb while jumping, the hit knocks you upwards and lets you jump a second time, what's equivalent to a double jump in most video games. So combining this with a backflip in this case lets you get enough height to enter bullet time anywhere. But Daruk's shield block reset is even harder and adds a second layer to this. Try doing the same as above with Daruk's protection on. It simply won't work because Daruk's protection is getting in the way. This is where it takes a lot of skill, to jump into the attack, turn off Daruk's protection by letting go of ZL, blocking the attack and backflipping to get the shield block reset within milliseconds to get that sought after bullet time. Try it yourself, it's not easy. Alright, now that we're airborne, Yuta goes for the headshot, knocks down the Lynel, stunning him. But something strange happens next, and Link flips his head downward all of a sudden and goes into a strange position. This is called a Thunderclap Rush, also known as TCR. To perform this, you have to tap the attack and arrow shot at the same time to confuse the game to do bullet time and flurry rushes back to back. Also, in Breath of the Wild, you've probably done it before, the standard flurry rush. It's pretty simple, you dodge an attack, it goes into slow motion, and then you attack the enemy. What's actually happening is the game is marking the target, so as soon as your feet touch the ground, you will chase after the target. This mark and chase mechanic is constantly stored under the hood of the game's engine every time you block, get hit, or get out of a way to attack that's dodgeable. So remember a couple minutes ago when I told you to remember what happened? That shield jump earlier actually marked the target Lynel to be the chase target. Now that he has a lock on the Lynel, this Thunderclap Rush uses that mark and will chase towards the target and flurry rush them for high damage. Without marking the target, it would look like this, and would be quite a disappointment. With this technique, the fact that you can slam them with bow and arrow shots and flurry rush right after makes this technique have extremely high damage capabilities. Alright, we're 11 seconds in, still with me? Here's some more. He finishes his rush and jump cancels sideways and performs a perfect Daruk's Rush, or PDR. By dropping a bomb while jumping, detonating it, and parrying it mid-air with Daruk's protection on, he's able to trick the game to think that the bomb was an enemy attack and force a flurry rush to happen out of thin air. It's important to note that normally Daruk's ghost appears when you use Daruk's protection, but it does not here. That's because it was a perfect parry using Daruk's protection. When you release or tap ZL, there are 2 frames in Daruk's protection that are considered perfect. In a game that's 30 frames per second, 2 frames feels like this. You have to detonate and parry the bomb perfectly within those 2 frames. With enough practice, you can do it too. Okay, so with most of the heavy explanations out of the way, now we'll see some repeats of previously shown techniques. Bomb drop into another Daruk's Shield Block Reset, or DSBR, but instead of transferring into a Thunderclap Rush like last time, we're going to do a mid-air falling perfect Daruk's Rush with a spear. Side note, normal perfect Daruk's Rushes do not chase the enemy like Thunderclap Rushes, so you want to be close while doing this or use a longer range weapon like a spear to reach out and attack them. After the Spear's Flurry Rush, he then does a simple technique called item hold canceling. Link has a very slow recovery animation after doing Spear Flurry Rushes, so this saves precious time and forces yourself out of that by holding an item. Pretty nifty. This is the final stretch. He uses Stasis on the Lynel and starts charging to summon URBOSA's Fury. He then unleashes his attack, but with lightning quick speed, switches weapons so he doesn't have to stick around for the whole spear charge animation. This is called a URBOSA cancel. The best part is URBOSA is still being summoned after this is happening, so you can do whatever you want for half a second before URBOSA even arrives. He then uses that time to quickly switch to bombs, does one last side hop with a perfect DARUK'S rush, with URBOSA looking classy in the background. And there we go. This red main Lynel was defeated in one combo without any retaliation, but plenty of style. Alright, time for some homework. This will be simple homework you can do at home for people interested in leveling up their own combat. This one isn't nearly as complicated as the stuff you just saw, and is easy to access early in the game, and is very useful throughout your whole playthrough. Leaf Bomb Rolling is an easy technique which launches your remote bombs much farther than you ever could by just throwing it. First, find any trees and start chopping them down until you find a Korok leaf. Once you have, make sure to equip your round bombs. Now, all you have to do is attack, jump, and drop your bomb. Make sure that you fully swing first so that the gust of wind can catch your bomb. Now, blow up your bomb. Super simple, but we can do a little bit more. The next step up would be Leaf Bomb Launching, and this gets a little tougher to do. This lets you launch bombs in any direction. What you want to do is hold R to be ready to throw while you have the Korok leaf, then jump, press L to drop your bomb, and then release R, all before your feet touch back on the ground. Again, it's jump, press L, and then release R, quickly in order. If done right, you'll have to launch the bomb with the wind and you'll have a neat projectile. Both of these are easy options that are a neat alternative for hunting, puzzling, and combat. Hopefully you'll have mastered this technique by the time the next episode drops. Breath of the Wild has evolved a ton, with people finding new things almost daily since its release back in 2017, keeping this game constantly fresh. So if you found a clip recently that you want me to break down and explain the magic behind it, subscribe and let me know in the comments below which one you want explained. And also, these explanations are kept short and there are many underlying rules to these techniques, so if you want to know more, you can also look up my combat glossary. Thanks again to Yuda for the footage, and go follow him because his username is short for Yoo-Hoo's daddy, and Yoo-Hoo is damn adorable. And until next time, take it easy.